Yeah, I learned a couple of hard, well, not hard, but I mean, valuable, I guess, lessons the last time I did this. I was hoping I was going to be able to get around the problem with this non-turbo turbo that's suddenly become a problem with the Wizard Sim, and I failed dismally. I tried AI to get captions in, and it made such a bloody screw up of it. Some of it was a little funny, but not funny enough. I mean, look at this. It's so sad. Okay, so that's a double for the push. And that's a plus max. Oh, we don't double those. Alrighty. So that's a repeat. If we get it, we go back. If we don't, we fight. Okay, so we made a teensy weensy bit of money. And I've set the whole thing at 100,000 here because I got robbed of 12,000. It would have been a double down. And I couldn't make that bet because there wasn't enough here. And that was my fault. So, that's how it is. But one thing that kind of interests me is lots of people think that if somebody's got money, then they're going to win. And it's absolute nonsense. I mean, in spite of what Dana White and people like him say, the big money people lose money hand over fist because they play just as badly as the people with a lot less money, with piggy bank, sort of like bankrolls, penny ante bankrolls. But of course, their bets have more zeros. That's the only difference. They certainly aren't better players. Oh, my goodness. Tight spreads, that's the death of anybody. Anybody at all. You bet a tight spread, they'll get you. Doesn't matter how much money you have. I think that's going to be 1-2. Third. All right. Back to the min. Not making much, but we're making. I mean, look at this turbo. It's crazy. See up there? Oh, you can't see it. No, because it's out of sight. But yeah, it says turbo and it's fibbing. Double for the loss. 10. Oh, okay. Double for the loss, double for the loss. That's 1-2 again. Third. Turbo my ass. 1-2 again. Third. Okay, we got that one. So we're back to the min. I'm going to try putting captions up myself, but it sounds to me like a lot of work, so I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to do it. I might give it a shot. Because the problem is that the sim for Baccarat is just so bloody brilliant, that everything else looks ridiculous compared to it. 51, or is it? No, I think it might be 1-2 again. All right, back to the men. Well, I want to do just one show at a time now because it does seem that cuts down on my workload. It doesn't provide as much data. I think we're on 1-2 again, aren't we? Well, I don't know. It's hard to know what to do. It's hard to know. When I thought about doing what everybody else apparently does on YouTube and paying for promotion of my work, and it's just not worth it. It's I mean, mainly what I'm interested in is laying a kind of a paper trail, so that if push comes to shove, if somebody else starts taking credit for this very simple strategy, then I can show that I was way ahead of them. What the hell was that? Okay, so back to the min. Oh, very fancy. See, it doesn't ask me if I want to double down on that, does it? Oh, look at that. What a bugger. I keep waiting for a dealer 22, but it's not happening, is it? The player 25, is that any good? So that's 3-2 drop. Clever. All right. Okay. Oh, no, not clever. There it is, 3-2. 5-4. Eh. Eh. Okay. 9-10 is third. Right, so we nailed that one. So we got 2,000 out to protect our win to date of 850, and I think that's a good deal. I love it when people argue with me about that. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. They're so anxious to protect their bankrolls and their winnings and so on that they lose the lot. It's funny, really. It's a double for the push. I don't think that's a double down, but I'm going to have to look at my cheat sheet. Why don't I remember this shit? Ace 5, it's a hit. Oh dear. All right. Oh, now I've forgotten where I am. I think I better call it 1-2. 1-2 it is. That's already a turnaround. About bloody time. Okay, 0746. Did I have serious money out there? I can't remember. You know, there's so much potential value in what I'm trying to do here, but I'm not getting much feedback. And that's really okay. You know, I mean, it's just how it is. That's a repeater, I think. Now, I must drop a line to the Wiz and say, oi, what's going on with the turbo? I have a feeling he won't give a tinker's toss. It's got to be 51, isn't it? Did I screw up there? I think I did. Oh, very fancy. 2-3. Yeah. 5-3 Dropski. 5-3 is the bet. Two, three. That's a double down, ain't it? Thought he was going to get another 7 up there. They have a habit of doing that, you know, these dealers. And nothing is any different with this sim. You know, I mean, the people who say, well, it's not the real thing. It's bollocks. Bollocks, 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 he said politely. Oh, there was supposed to be a 10. 51 second. Oh, all right. 2 3/3 again. That's a bugger, isn't it? 5-3 drop. Oh, you show off. Supposed to lose those. Okay, we're going to call it 6-3 because we had some nasty losses in there. Maybe. Oh, I know. 9-6, pardon me. Okay, 15-16. That's not good, is it? All right. 31-32. So that's 3.5. 3.5. I think the right thing to do now, because one of the things, and I can understand people sort of saying to me, well, you couldn't possibly fall back to a 25 minimum. So I say to them, well, really what you would do is you would sort of like suspend that with a down and out carefully stored in your brain or in a notepad or on your phone or whatever. And you would then just fall back to a low rent table. But I think perhaps the more sensible thing to do in this particular platform is for me to say, okay, so it's 3.5, 3.5. So the bet needs to be, the drop bet has to be 500. Okay, so 3.5, 3.5, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. Oh boy, that's a bitch, isn't it? So that's 4 3.5. That's just hard to believe, isn't it? Four and a half, 3.5. Jesus. Oh dear, 5 3.5. All right. We just call it 4.5, 3.5. Oh, I have to stand on that. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. So 4.5, 3.5. So far, so good. Oh dear, that sort of went south there, didn't it? 4.5, 3.5. So that's 7.5, 8 second. Oh bloody hell! 15.5, 16 third. Damnation! That's a double down. Well, look what happened there. See, because I didn't limit myself to a 25,000 or a 5,000, I was able to make the double down. So there we are. But just remember, don't fall for this crap about how if you have tons of money, you're going to win. I mean, you look at these guys, the Cody Burnett's and the Steve Will Do It's and the Dana Whites and all the rest of it, and they bet like fools. And they honestly, they think they're king of the hill. And then they lie to us. They tell us that they're making tons of money. They're not. I'm sorry. It just is impossible. The way that they play, it is impossible that they're making money. Impossible. It seems that I'm on another shoe now, doesn't it? Didn't even notice. Turbo, what the hell happened to you? I think it's the wizard telling me something, telling me to go away. 51 second. 2, 3, third. That's a split. That's a double. That's a problem. You need to bust up there. 22. Okay. That's at 15.56. That's quite a lot of money there, wasn't it? That's at 600. So, you know, if we'd been playing one of those crooked games, that would have been a push. I think we're back to the min now. 15. What did I do there? Oh, I have a feeling that we're back to the minimum. I do lose track, you know. I mean, this is why it's kind of funny. I mean, when I do the end of the video Excel thing, the algorithm behaves perfectly, and then I put down the bets that I made, and it's not quite as good. You know, I mean, what can I tell you? We'll stand there. And well, that's +1 for the win. Okay. 51 second. I'm going to repeat it. Oh, poo. 51 second, 2, 3 third. 5, 3 drop. What the fuck? Oh yeah, okay. So now we're on 5-3. Sorry, I was thinking about poos there. I did an interview years ago with David Frost when he was famous. It was a long time ago. It was just before the Nixon interviews aired on PBS. I think it was PBS. And he had his girlfriend with him, and we were at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and it was quite an interesting encounter because he's very feisty and doesn't really respond well to anybody who challenges him in any way. And of course, the first thing I did was I said to him, "I wrote to you when I was a school kid and you didn't reply." And he said, "Oh dear." And he said, "Should I reply now?" You know, and I said, "No, too late." I made a sort of a little joke about the whole thing. But anyway, just to get down to what I was talking about, he had a girlfriend. She was gorgeous, she was absolutely lovely. They called each other Pooh. "Oh, Pooh, yes, Pooh." And I'm thinking, what? And then years later, I discovered another famous couple, and they called each other Bunny. And I mean, it just, dear, oh dear. People are strange. Did I win? Maybe it's a repeat. This is what I mean, see, you know, I just don't call it 5-6. That was cheeky. I admit it. It was cheeky. Okay, back to the minimum. +1. Yes, I had a wonderful time in Hollywood for almost 20 years. Long time ago. I'm quite elderly. This Mr. Frost was very, very cross with me. Is that 13? Is that 22? I do believe that's another 22. 2015. Didn't cost us much money, but it's there. What was that? I guess that must be a repeat then, isn't it? 6? I see, I'm not interested in 23s. Clear and minimum. Well, that's a blunder. So 25. Double for the loss. Repeat. Double down. That's how it's supposed to be. Without any 8s or 5s up there. Okay. +1. Oh, that wasn't according to plan. That's a repeat. Okay, so now that's 2, 3, third. Oh dear. Well, it's a turnaround bet, so nothing has changed. Oh, you pig! 2, 3, third. Okay, so we clear that, so that's 5, 3 minimum. All right, so 5, 3 it is. No, not minimum. What I meant was drop. So 5, 3 it is now. Two, 3. All right, so that works. We're actually making some serious money this time. Because I wasn't blocked on a double, you know? I mean, if you have money and you bet this way, then you will make money. If you have money and you bet the way that Cody Burnett does, or Steve will do it, or any of those guys, forget about it. You'll get creamed. We're going to double for that biggie. Boy, we made a lot of money there, didn't we? Oopsie. I mean, I think this turbo is getting slower now. 51 second. Double. Oh, it's supposed to be a 10. 51 seconds, so that's 2, 3 third, isn't it? All right, so we made that one. 2, 3, yeah, we made that one. But it's a big mistake to imagine that that money will make you a winner. It just will not. And I get the impression with a lot of these channels that you see on YouTube that they actually mean to lose. That is what they're about. They're trying to demonstrate excitement so that, you know, when there are sessions where they make money, that's supposed to transmit the excitement of gambling. And it doesn't do any such thing as far as I'm concerned. You just end up sort of looking at them and thinking, God damn, that was stupid. Vegas Matt and his 9,900 for a bet for 990,000 subscribers, and God knows how much he puts into promotion. I mean, it must be a lot, because yes, you can definitely buy subscribers, but if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't do it. I'm just about trying to get the word out to as many people as I can, and they'll find me if they want to. They won't if they don't. Where the hell? What? Okay, that's a double for the win. +1 for the win, rather, is what I meant to say. Oh, there we go. Another one. 25, 22. Not many on this particular recording. Interesting. Where am I? I guess that's a plus, is it? Okay, that's not good. Busting is no way to win. That's a repeat. I think that's got it. So back to the min. 23 doesn't count. Now I can't remember if I'm back to the min because I'm... Oh, never mind. Don't worry. 51 second. Oh, go away. There we go. These computers can be quite annoying. So I thought that was going to be a good one. Okay, 4-5, third. No! Oh, there we go, 22. At 26.45. I've just got this campaign going against the whole idea of even thinking about playing at tables with a, I mean, they offer you all sorts of other little silly side bets. You get one card and you decide whether to double or not. And then you can double on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, It's all such bollocks. It's bollocks. Okay, what was that? Clear. Double. I think we're going to be running out of shoes soon, and I'm going to be running out of movie. Double for the push. Oh, I was hoping for a 6. No, a 7. Double for the push. That was double for the push. So that's 2-3, third, I think. Bugger. 5-3 drop. Uh, 5-3 it is. So 5-3. We'll call it 6-3 after those losses. I'm going to keep an eye on these things. Oh, look at that. 9-6. I think we're going to be going into another shoe. 9-6. We got the 22. 15-16. Third. That didn't work. Okay, so 31-32. So we're going to call that 35-35. Drop to 500. Okay, so 35-35 is the bet. Oh my goodness. That's a tricky one. No! Okay, so 30, 3.5. So we're now on. It's got to be 11-12, hasn't it? Second. 11-12, second. Oh, bloody hell. 7-8-9. Oh, which goes that way? 11-12, second. So 23-25, third. Oh, 22. Okay, so 23, so 48, 25. So I'm staying with this simply because I might as well. I'm always saying it doesn't matter if you move or not. So 23, 25, 48, 25, drop. 53, 25. Okay, so 53, 25, which is 48, 25. Bloody hell, we're getting right up there. 48, 25, 48, so we call it 75, 50. And then we're going to have to run to another table. Okay. So now we're going to call it 25, 30. Damn it. And we're out. Okay. So lesson here, I hear the voices all the time, the people who say, yes, but it's a simulation. It's not the same as the real. It is the same as the real game. The lesson that has to be learned here is money will not make you a winner. A terrific betting strategy will not make you a winner. But the two combined will make you a winner. And that's really what this is all about. So I'm going to put this lot into Excel and tack it onto the end of this session when I'm done. And I'm going to try to figure a way. I mean, the AI captions thing doesn't work because you can't correct them, in this particular program. Now, I do want to upgrade to a better editing program, and this is part of my thinking about moving up to a Mac in spite of the fact that Steve Jobs was an arsehole and they overcharged. It's got to the point where what I really need to do is to just do a better job. But I'm at least getting the message out there to a handful of people to say, look, if you don't have a lot of money, don't even think about taking on the huge resources of the casinos because you will lose. All these guys are losers. Vegas Matt, 300,000 in the toilet last year. The year before, Brian Christopher, who plays the slots, claimed to have made 200,000. But to give him his due, he didn't say he'd made 200,000 on the slots. He just said, I made 200,000 this past year, which was 2023. And so he wasn't lying. But the thing is that I think if he'd been telling the absolute truth, he would have said, well, I lost, 300,000 or 400,000 on the slots, but I got back 700,000 from Google and my sponsors. That would have been the nice thing for him to do. Mr. Handpay doing incredibly well with all the tracking that I've done of him, but I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. He's like 5% ahead of the house since last March, 10 months. 5% in terms of the number of wins to the number of losses, or the number of losses to the number of wins. As far as the money is concerned, if he had a strategy, then I'd believe that, because I think compared to him, I think I'm at about 12%. I'm 12% ahead of my, the money that I'm ahead, which is slightly behind him, is 12% of my total action. He's at about 3%, I think, of his total action. I'll have to put that up again at some point soon, but I know I rabbit on. I can't help it because I don't know who I'm talking to. All I know is that progressive betting is the only way you can beat negative expectation. But progressive betting is misrepresented by the mathematicians and by people working for the casinos to be a madcap double, redouble till you get a win and you go bankrupt before your luck changes. That is not how it is. And I'm demonstrating that again and again and again in these in these videos. So, this is all I can do. Put the stuff in front of you. If you don't like it, then, fine, go away. I mean, that's really what it's about. And of course, most people, even the faithful, don't watch all the way through any of these videos, and that's their loss, frankly. But anyway, there we go. I'm done for now. Later. Okay, so I mentioned Jason, Mr. Handpay, in the closing stages of the demo just now, and I felt the smart thing to do, or the proper thing to do, was to just show you what the latest situation is. I think I might be one session of Jason shy of current. Let's have a look. Well, I can't. Yeah, I'm pretty. No, I think I'm probably up to date, because I do try every time I see that he's got a blackjack or a baccarat session, and I'll have a crack at that. I won't track him if he's playing any of these silly games. The sort of the dealer 22 or whatever. He doesn't do that very often. He mostly sticks with the same casinos. And, I'm suspicious in part because, you will see constant videos at one specific casino, and then there'll be a little run of another casino, and then back to the first one, and his T-shirt is the same, and so it all looks a bit strange. He certainly has no obligation to show the dates and times of his different sessions. The beauty of Vegas Matt, his biggest competitor on YouTube, is that all of his stuff is in consecutive order. It runs, sorry, not consecutive order, chronological order. It's late at night here. I do apologize, but it's in chrono order, and it's all very precise, and even though I hate what they're doing, because they're just front of house fairground barkers, sort of reeling in the suckers, in spite of what they say. But they do it well, and they do it in a way that's very helpful to me, because I can see what they're up to from day to day, and it's great. So anyway, sorry, this was supposed to be a quick 30 seconds, and here I am already rambling on for 2.5 minutes. But Jason's situation basically is that his average win over average loss is 125%, which is remarkable for somebody who's random betting, essentially. Mine is 132%, but then I'm not random betting. I'm systematically, tactically betting according to basic arithmetic. Really, I mean, not mathematics, but mathematics. I'm at 12.1% of my total action. He's at 4.95%. His risk is more than twice mine. One way and another, we're both doing great. I had a really shitty run right here. But of course, what I always have to sort of remind myself, and I'll remind you too, I would not bet the way that Jason does. I don't just mean the amounts, because sometimes, obviously, I did bet at his kind of levels. I mean, I've got the same maximum and minimum as him, but I just wouldn't take the crap that he bends over for. I mean, it's ridiculous. When a shoe goes completely against you, don't do what Dana White says and get a bigger spade and dig faster. Just step back. Just to think, wait a minute, because the standard for these games is ping pong, back and forth, sort of, not exactly in the player's favor, but sort of pretty much, back and forth. And it's the volatility that wipes people out. It's the sudden surges that completely confuse people. And if they've had a few complimentary cocktails or whatever else it is that they take to float their boats, they just react stupidly. They tilt, as Jason always likes to say, and I think that's an expression other people use too. But what I'm doing is completely different to his approach, and I'm at 12.1% and he's at 5%. And I know that the chances are that he's actually hiding some really horrible sessions from us. And he can be as offended as he likes. And if he wants to demonstrate in some way that that's not true, then I would be glad to put the record straight. But then, of course, his response is going to be, hey, I've got 700,000 subscribers and you've got, on a good day, you've got 20. I've actually got 41 subscribers right now. But the thing is that my subscribers are people who are interested in reality. They're not interested in the thrills of ridiculous betting, of random betting, of acting like a total Looney Tune. So anyway, but enough. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.